And since TikTok can't kill a bad bitch, I'm back with another episode of Fuck Ballet, a look into the hot mess that is ballet history. Let's talk about George Balanchine because I have several bones to pick with you, sir. While ballet had been present in the early colonies of America, it never really stuck due to tension between French and British colonizers. Until in 1846, a production of Giselle in Boston, Massachusetts, performed by Fanny Esler and George Washington Smith, who was rumored to be mulatto. This implies that the first American premier ballet dancer was in fact a black man. Fast forward to 1935, where Balanchine's like, I'm bored with this post-World War I ballet Russe shit. So, Lincoln Kirstein invites Balanchine to New York City to open the School of American Ballet. New York was at the height of the Harlem Renaissance, and Balanchine was awestruck by the vibrance of jazz music and black dance. So he sought to make the School of American Ballet the first integrated ballet school. Not because he liked black folks, but because he wanted to capture the, and I quote, suppleness of the black body and superb sense of rhythm. In the early days of SAB, his black dancers would perform in masks and be uncredited in the programs. Needless to say, New York City critics were like, I don't know who you thought you were, but you're not about to have these Negroes in here performing in our fancy theaters. Because of this, his career took a slight hit, and he realized that he needed to have his own style that matched the coolness that was New York City at that time, because of black jazz music. So Balanchine starts visiting the Cotton Club, where he begins to take elements of black dance through his interactions with artists like Josephine Baker, Clarence Buddy Bradley, who was a black tap dancer and basically the Broadway choreographer of that time, who told Balanchine that ballet dancers sucked at bending their knees. So Balanchine created the Balanchine fourth position, which is like this extra wide, extra bent leg. Even though Balanchine dancers literally do not bend their knees when they jump, and half of them have like career-ending knee injuries by the time they're like 27. But most notable was his connection to Katherine Dunham, who he actually lived with in a one-bedroom apartment in his earliest days as an immigrant to America. Katherine Dunham was a dancer, anthropologist, social activist, and choreographer whose signature style came from her experience with Haitian Vodou. She is such an important figure in black history who we don't talk about nearly enough. She's gonna get her own video. And it was through here that Balanchine discovers the polyrhythm, which becomes iconically Balanchine in the ballet world. And in 1955, Balanchine acquires his first black dancer in the New York City Ballet, the Arthur Mitchell. Balanchine frequently said was the best dancer in his company. In 1957, Balanchine choreographs the ballet Agon starring Arthur Mitchell. In this duet, it showcases a sexual entanglement between a black man and a white woman. Mind you, this is just 2 years after Emmett Till is murdered. But since I haven't gotten to the psychological and physical abuse that Balanchine puts his dancers through in the later years of his career, I guess I'll be back with another episode where we talk about how Balanchine is probably the reason that you have an eating disorder, even if you've never done ballet, and what the dance world looks like today for dancers of color in light of the Me Too movement and the Black Lives Matter movement. We're almost done, y'all.